Oh my, I'm late. I'm late. I'm late for an important date. What am I rolling on? Hi, Stitchy friends. Welcome to Cross My Stitches. My name is Jackie, and today is May 5th, 2026. It is Cinco de Mayo, so hopefully some of you will be able to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, go out and have a margarita, some Mexican food, and have a great time. I probably will not because my husband's working all day, and I hate to go do those kind of things alone without him. So I might celebrate here. We have a little bit of alcohol here. I might make myself a little drink. Not supposed to drink, but it's not Mexican. That's not tequila. I don't have any tequila, so maybe I won't do that. But Randy and I will celebrate at some point, and I'll make sure I have a drink just to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. So, of course, yesterday was May 4th. May the 4th be with you. I feel like I am just running behind and running behind and running behind because I haven't done a lot of stitching. Unfortunately, quilting is taking up my life right now. I have done a little stitching. I have done some finishes. I have 3 finishes today. And I have haul to show you. I have something that I have to refinish, so I'm going to show that to you. I have a wonderful gift from a friend that I want to share, and a mess that I have to clean up because I'm not really good at these things. So, and then show you something that I found that I haven't seen in a long time, but is a great product. So I want to show that to you. But I have been cleaning up my room. It doesn't look like it when you look at this right here, but it's so much better than it was. It still needs some work, but I am happy to say that at least I got some things cleaned up because I was going crazy looking for my rotary cutter. It usually is always on my desk here, and I was going to cut something. I can't remember what I was going to cut, but I'm like, where is my cutter? And I start searching the desk that's loaded with stuff. And once I got started, then I started on I have a IKEA, one of those IKEA shelving, it's got like 8 little spots to put things in. And the top was just absolutely loaded with stuff. I have baskets over there. They were loaded with stuff. I'm like, what did I do with that trimmer? I dug through my trash looking for it. I'm not a trimmer, a cutter. I could not find it anywhere, but I got this room looking pretty good. Over here, even though you see this little bit, this whole thing has been cleaned up, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I had to dig out my other one that I'm not that fond of, and as soon as I dug it out and was going to change the blade on it, I look over and my cutter is in the cup with my scissors. So I cleaned up my whole room to find it, and there it is. So I take that as a message that it was time for me to clean up my room. So I'm glad I got it cleaned up. I still have a lot of stuff in here that I have to sell. I have a lot of scrapbooking supplies, all my papers in here, and it's taking up my shelving unit, and I'd like to use it for my cross stitch and for my quilting. So I'm gonna have to sell that stuff. I'm not scrapbooking anymore. I really thought I was going to pick it back up again, but I'm assuming not. I'm not going to. And I've tried a couple of times, and then when I take it all out and try to make a scrapbook page or make something, it just doesn't come to me. It doesn't. I can't get it to jive. And that's years ago, I could make everything jive and I was cool, but not now. And of course, usually when I sell off a lot of stuff, a couple years later, I'll have regrets. Always, every time. I had regrets with my card making and paper crafting kind of thing that's not scrapbooking. And I had sold off a lot of stuff. And then I bought it all back. I bought a lot back. And now I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And I hate for it to sit in the closet, especially when it's inks and stuff like that, because they dry up and stuff. And I don't want them to dry up. And I'm trying not to get so crazy on these things. I will keep a select few of them that I can use to make cards. And then the rest of it all has to go. It has to go. I don't need it. So I'm glad to have that cleaned up. In the middle of cleaning that up, this is my basket of floss that needs to be put away. It is loaded down with floss. So usually when I finish a kit or something, I finish a project, you can see there's tags in here and stuff. I put it in a little basket, and apparently I've let it get out of control. So I may be doing that today or tomorrow to try to get that resolved, because I don't like to get it that overloaded. And in there is a bunch of floss that I bought that need to refill my master set. So I have those at the bottom of that. I need to get that done. So there's a lot going on there. So let's talk about cross stitch wise what I've been doing. So I have 3 finishes. So I was able to finish 3 things, 2 of them being on my April goals. One of them I just found, and I'm like, I want to finish that one. Let me get the cross stitch done on that one. And then the rest of my April goals kind of went to, I don't know, to the trash. So the April goals that I didn't finish was I didn't work on One Nation. I didn't work on Flower a Day. I didn't work on Let Freedom Ring, which I really need to work on. I need to pull that out and spend quality time with that if I'm going to get it done this year. I did not work on my Rainbow Mandala. So I didn't do those things. I did, on my 2 goals, finish my spring pairs and there's 3 goals. Finished my spring trio, one of the pillows. I said that would be a goal. And then to work on This Is the Day. So let's talk about those things and let me show them with you. So the first thing is spring pairs. I'm going to have to put a picture up here because I gave the pattern to my friend. But I have all 3 of them done on the called for fabric, and I did these in a floss called, hold on. Thought I had everything set up here. Vanilla pudding. That's what it was done on. So, and here it is. There's all 3 of my pairs. So I'm glad to have those done. I want to get them finished. I am doing a lot of the pairs, and you can see they're different sizes too on the same fabric. So you have to kind of watch. This is the biggie here, so I'm going to have to be very careful with the placement of that one. But I think they look great, and I was really happy stitching them. And I have plans to do more. Now I do have with me, hold on, I thought I had it here, right here, is the blue work pairs. So that is one of the ones I'm going to do. I'm going to start the Christmas pairs probably next because I have the Aztec fabric. And so these is just a cream fabric, so I don't have to worry about that. And then part of my haul was that I bought the Dicky dies to do those 3 pairs. So I have that ready to go. I just need to find the right fabric to stitch them on. They're all stitched on, I believe, a 36. They did 35 light khaki linen. I will do a 36. So the pairs are lots of fun. They're easy to stitch, one color. and you're ready to go with them. The next thing that I finished was not on my plans, but I ran across it when I was looking for something, and it is from the JS Cross Stitch Magazine Winter 2024, and that is, there we go. That is the pattern. It's called Noel, and I finished that. And this is a 32 count linen that is just an unknown. But there it is. Oh, it is so cute. It is cute. I've wanted to finish, I don't want to fold that over, a lot of these little Christmas starts. I had a lot of ornaments and stuff I started, or smalls, and they're all in little dinky but smaller bags. And I don't count those towards my whips because they're small. You can finish them in a day or two, so I'll probably start pulling those out. But that is Noel. I'm so glad that one got completed. And then the last one that I finished was this from the Spring Trio, and it was the last one right here. And this is by Brenda Gervais with the needle and thread. And on the back they show it like a full, putting all three of them together, which is kind of cool. But I will not be doing that. Yep, they put, yep, I think it looks really cool, but I won't be doing that. And here's my finish on that one. This is on a 36 count R&R. I believe it's Winter Brew. Oops, got a grabber. And there it is. And of course I can't, let me just do this. She's pretty thick linen. I can't get the wrinkles out of this without starch, and I can't starch this fabric. So if you're stitching on R&R fabric, do not put spray starch or best press on it or anything, because the fabric will run. And what I mean by it will run is, if you look on this side, you will see right here, you can see that it's got a dark spot, and that's where the color ran from what they dyed it with. So it doesn't show too bad on the front, but yeah, I'm going to have to steam this to death to try to get those wrinkles out before I try to finish it into the pillow. But I have all, I believe I have all 4 seasons. I might be missing autumn. I need to look and see if I have autumn, and if not, I'm going to have to get that. But those are my 3 finishes. Glad to have them done. And I forgot my whip, so I'm going to pause this for just a minute, and I will be back because I have to go get my whip. I forgot all about it. Sorry about that. It took me a minute to find it. Oh boy. I'll tell you what, my memory is getting so bad. I can't remember where I place things. I can't find things. It took me quite a while to figure out where I had put this pattern. So, and I am just, I can't tell you how much it drives me nuts. And I know it's part of my autoimmune, but it's really, really annoying. But anyway, okay. So the pattern that I worked on, the one whip, was This Is the Day. Now, this is the day I got hooked on. I could not stop working on it. Once I got it, I was like, once I started, I'm like, oh no, I'm not putting this down. I'm not putting this down. And I still haven't put it down. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, This is the Day by Plum Street Sampler. And I am just loving that brick house and stitching on it. It is so much more enjoyable instead of having a big house that is just all one color and you're going back and forth, or you're doing one at a time. Oh my gosh, those drive me nuts. Now that roof is going to drive me nuts. Okay, that's going to drive me nuts because it's large. But I'll do it a little at a time. So once I get more of my bricks in, I might do a little bit of roof, and then, you know, start doing the border and start doing the words. But let me show you where I'm at with it. So I have completed And this is one of my April goals. So I did meet my goal of stitching 500 stitches. I went way beyond that. In April, I ended up stitching 2,655 stitches. And then this month so far in May, I have stitched 589. And this is what she is looking like. It is on a piece of Bestitch Me Frost 36 count. And there it is. She is just beautiful. I love this piece. You'll see my little thread hanging there. Don't worry about that. I am just hooked on this. I'm hooked on doing all those little bricks. I find it very relaxing, even though you have to stop and start. It's fun to just figure out where the color goes in each spot and fill all the color one at a time. So that's how I do it. I fill the one color and I'll run it until I run my thread out. And then I'll find the next color. So it is just so enjoyable. And right now you can see my thread hanging because I'm putting on that one side the mortar in, all the spaces, all the lines that are not filled. So I have all of this side done, and then I'm working on that house. So just love it, love it, love it, love it. And I just don't want to put it down. So I'm going to be in a lot of trouble if I don't pick up something else. So I really need to fall in love with Let Freedom Ring again and get that going. But of course, I have other things I want to start as well. So it's like a never-ending thing. You know, you want to start things. Let me show you what I had to unfinish. And that is my finish of spring from cross-eyed cricket. So it looks like this. This is my finished. It's still on the board, but I had two mats behind it, and just I don't know what happened, but they were crooked, and I couldn't stand it. Two fabric borders. So I had to take it all apart. I've got the other two pieces here, and I'm going to redo it, but I'm going to do it with different fabric. So I went to the fabric store, to Hobby Lobby, and I found these two fabrics that match it so beautifully. It's got the yellows in it, and then you see the greens here and here. So I'm thinking it's going to be, the first mat is going to be the yellow, and it's a rather thin color showing. So let me put this on here. You'll see how much of it will actually show. If I can get it on here straight. There we go. So it'll look like this, and that's how much fabric will show. Let me push. Terrible at this. That's how much fabric will show on it for the yellow. And then when you put the other color on, the board's got damage, but I'm going to cover it so I'm not worried. You'll see that it's a lot more fabric is going to show, and I need to be precise this time. I hate pulling things apart, but you can see how much of this border here will be all green. So I think it's going to be beautiful. I really want to get this back up, or get it up, I should say, because the frame that I'm going to use for it is sitting here. Let me grab it because I need to get it out of here anyway. And it is a refurbished frame. As you can see, it's gold, but I'm going to go out and paint this white this afternoon. So I have some white paint to get this painted, to put this together, and that's what I'm going to do. And I believe this is the correct frame. I have to check now. See, I'm funny that way. Yep, the board fits right in there. So that is my plan, hopefully for this afternoon. If not for this afternoon, tomorrow, is to get that completely refinished and get this spray painted. Let me put this down. Okay. I'm losing my seat. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that is one of my plans, to get that done. Also, I have some new things that I've purchased. Let's talk about these things that I've purchased lately. The first one is my April fabric of the month from Be Stitch Me, and it is called Lightly Salted, Not Roasted. So it is a very nice fabric, pretty color, even sampler type. It's got a warm tone to it. It doesn't have a cool tone. It's very warm. So love that. I always get the 36 count. So I got that. That came in the mail. I purchased some things from 123 Stitch. Stuff that I needed to complete projects and stuff, but at the same time, my friend Wendy and I decided we wanted to start We Are Blessed, and I needed to get the pattern, so I got the pattern. And then I got some of the floss that I needed that I didn't have. So I got the Weeks Whiskey, Classic Colorworks Old Money, and Red Currant. That's those. And then my sweet friend Wendy surprised me with the finishing kit. So she decided she wanted to buy the finishing kit, and she bought one for me too. Thank you so much, Wendy. We need to get these finished. I am going to spray paint mine because I know hand painting this particular wood and stuff is a pain in the butt. That's what I did with the Frosty Tiny Town in that long. It took me 4 coats or more to do it, and it was tedious. So I think I'm going to spray paint it. Thankfully, my husband has bought red, white, and blue spray paint because we're planning on finishing or refinishing our weather vane. We have a weather vane that stands. It's like it looks like a one of those stands that's the oil field stands. It looks like that, and then on the top it's got the weather vane. And right now it's been red for several years because the trim in our roof is red. We have the window shutters red, and so that was painted red. But I told him if he's going to have to repaint it because it's starting to chip and stuff, then let's do it red, white, and blue. Why not? For the 250th anniversary, I think we need to paint it red, white, and blue. So that's what we decided to do. And so I'm excited to get that done. And then I have some paints to do this with. And it's got like it looks like it has, like they have roughed it up a little, antiqued it. I can do that as well, even with the spray paint. So I'm not overly concerned. So that's what I'm going to do with that. And what else did I get? So I also, when I'm talking about pears, and I've got the blue pears to do, I also decided to do the patriotic pears. Because why not? Let's go patriotic all the way this year. And so I bought some of the floss that I need to finish those. So that's for the blue pear and the, I don't know why I got the red. Wait a minute. That blue is for the blue. What is the red? Because we don't need red in here. I must have needed the red for something else. Dried? No, it says sun-dried, which is this, but on what? Oh, I see, on the bottom of the patriotic here. So I got the blue and the red to do that. I'm not worried about these. I have plenty of vanilla pudding to do those with, or I can use what they call for, which is grits. So that I purchased. Along with that, I got the fabric that I needed for the blue pear, which is, it's called 36 count Morris. So that is the blue fabric that you stitch on. So I got that. The red, I'm going to use the Aztec red. I have plenty of the Aztec red to get this done as well. And then I just need a white for that, or a cream color. So I got the fabric for that. So I'm setting myself up with all the pairs. I purchased a piece of vintage smoky white Belfast because if you don't remember, I grabbed the pattern. I have this snow angel pattern, which is so cute with the snowman angel that has the bird stitched on it. And this is the fabric that's stitched on. So I wanted to make sure that I got that. I'm sure that's what that is. Now I'm going to double check myself again. It said Stormy. Nope, I guess it was stitched on Stormy Cloud, which was a gray. Did I get this for something else? I don't know. I might have bought the wrong one. Now I'm going to have to re-guess myself again and figure out what I needed this fabric for, and then go back and purchase this fabric. So I'll keep that out. So hey, mistakes, you know, I make them all the time. And then I grabbed a couple of other patterns of things I want to really start this year. One is Yuletide on Thistle Hill by Abby Rose Designs. And just love this pattern. And I've got to find a fabric that's a little bit darker like that. But that is such a beautiful pattern. And of course, Abby Rose is out of print. She is not designing anymore. And then this one, I really wanted to start it in the spring, and I haven't started it yet. It's the Cricut Collections, and it's called A Little More Seasoning. But what I love is the robins. Look at that. They are just so cute. Mr. and Mrs. Robin hanging out by their birdhouse. Little flag flying at the top. It's a patriotic, so I can start that because it's got a flag. It's patriotic. Let me see. Is the flag red, white, and blue, or what color is it? Let's see. The flag is light rose. Well, you know I'm going to have to do some rose and some white in that flag. And get that. I'll find a blue that's a light blue like that, like the sky, or something that looks like the sky. That would be pretty cool. But these are adorable. Adorable, and I really would like to get them stitched. Okay, what else do we have? So this is where I'm at. Month to date for April, and I've really taken a dive here. I've gotten so involved in my quilting that my stitching is really not doing well, and I'm going to have to step it up. So month to date this year, month to date in April, I did 6,138. Now that's less than half of what I did in January and February and even March. So I need to step it up. But year to date, so far, I've done 52,665 stitches. So I've started 13 new projects this year. I've finished 11, so that's good. I need to get that number reversed. I have 27 whips that I've actually worked on. I've stitched for 91 days this year so far, and a big chunk of that is the 10 days that I'm missing because I didn't stitch at the last part of last month. I missed 10 days of stitching because I was busy trying to get quilts done. So that's unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is, right? That is all of my stitching. That's all my cross stitch. Everything I've done, everything I've worked on, that is all of it. Now, if you want to hang around, oh, and I wanted to show you something. I want to show you something. If you're working with specialty threads, if they're synthetic threads, twisted silk twisted thread, or monofilament thread, this is the product to get. This is called a thread straightener, and these are to straighten the specialty threads that you use. So these are awesome. This is absolutely awesome. And it says on the bottom, just wrap the threads, cut ends around each rod's polymer center and gently pull. You will feel the thread give or relax, and then like magic, the thread is straight and smooth. Do not pop or yank the threads. So it says no more wetting or ironing your threads to try to straighten them. Great product. Look it up. Okay, thread straightener. And you will be happy you did if you get frustrated with specialty monofilament threads and Kryneck threads and all those other ones. I always, if I remember to use this, I use this, but I always take my Kryneck threads, I will wrap them around each finger and I'll lightly pull to relax them. And you can feel it. You can feel them relax. They are so much easier to work with, and they don't do that kinking up like they normally do. So I wanted to share that. Okay, so on to quilting. So if you'll see behind me, this is my finished quilt. It is called Spools II. I will post a picture here of what it looks like totally, since it's not all in the screen. This is a project that I started, last year sometime. It might have been last spring. And I went to my quilting group that is in Monticello. It's at the extension office. I joined it because my friend Kim lives in Monticello, and that's where she goes to do quilting and stuff, and I wanted to join her, so I joined the guild, and this was one of the projects, and I got frustrated with it. I was working on it. We did, I think, 2 or 3 days of just, not all in a row, but, 3 months, 1 day a month, working or sharing this and stuff, and I just got frustrated because it wasn't coming out right, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing that was causing the mistake. So I stopped working on it until this past month. And I'm going to put you on hold for just a second. Hold on. I have a little visitor. Look at this. Look at. Come here, Paisley. This is my little Paisley. If you're new and you haven't seen her before, she is an 8-year-old calico, and she is my heart. I love her so much. I got her as a stray when she was a month old. I don't know what happened with her mother. We found her, and she has been with us ever since. And she is she's like, let me go. She is just such a precious baby. She is mama's. Look at that face. Who wouldn't love that face, huh? Okay, I'm going to put you down. There you go. Okay, so sorry about that. That was my husband that called. We were talking about the quilt. So I pulled it out. I figured out, because I had more experience now with quilting, because I was working on my big churn dash, which you all have seen before. I've got it pulled down so I could get this up. And I had more experience on how to make sure things were squared up and things were the way they should have been. Even though I knew all that information, I wasn't putting it in practice enough. This has a lot of parts to it, and so I finally figured it out. I started whipping it out, and I am just pleased as punch that it is complete. This is the pattern, if you're interested. It's called Thimble Blossoms by, by Camille Rose Kelly. It's called Spools II, and it is loads of fun to stitch. Once you get it, it is made mostly from jelly rolls. These are all jelly rolls. The spool ends is yardage, and of course the stripes are from the jelly rolls, and the white is yardage. So just so happy to have that done. That will now come down, and I have new projects I want to start, so I'm not going to put the churn dash back up, but I'm going to work on it. I have to make some trim for it, for the churn dash. So I had started making, but I'm going to cut this in half. So it's going to be half of this. Once I'm done, it'll be this, and that's going to be run as a trim around it. And then on the churn dash, I'm going to put another probably 4 inches, maybe 5 inches of white and as a border, and then it will be done, and I can get it hopefully quilted this year. My my thought is, because quilting is so expensive, that I'm going to hold off on this one. I might try to do this on my own. I'm not sure. I would rather have it quilted. But I'm definitely got to get the one for our bed quilted, and my husband knows that I have to get that quilted. So, because it's too big for me to deal with to try to quilt. I do not have a big machine. I have a small little machine here. You can see it right here. You're looking at it. It is a Janome Magnolia 7330. I bought that because of Bonna. I asked her what machine she used, and that's one of the machines that she had at that time, and I had to get it because Bonna had it. It was a good machine. I had a good, and it has been a good machine. I love the machine. I wish I had a bigger throat on it so that I could do big quilting and stuff and do line quilting, but I cannot. So I can run it on smaller things like, if I have wall hangings and stuff like that, I can do those on this. And I just bought a new plexi. I don't even know what they call these. Extension table for it. So that just came yesterday. So I'm pleased as punch that that came in. But it does collect dust for some reason. But it's made of plexi, and they custom cut it. If you go to Sewing Parts Online, I believe it is. I think so. Sewing Parts Online, they have somebody that custom makes them, and you just tell them what machine you have, you pay for it, and then they send it off to the person who cuts it, and it takes 2 to 4 weeks, and it comes back, and it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good matchup on it. I'm very pleased with it. It comes with a ruler across the front of it, which is nice. But anyway, that's this one. So I am completely done with this one. I need to find batting and binding for this because this was made of jelly rolls. I don't know if I want to use all the jelly rolls to do the binding on this. I could. I have lots of extras. I haven't really thought about it till this second that I could use. I'm sorry. Hold on just a minute. I need to just ignore the phone. I really do. But it was a doctor's call. And of course, it's just a recording for an appointment. So sorry again for the interruptions. What was I talking about? Oh, doing the border on this, or doing the binding. Doing the binding on this laptop. This lap quilt. I might use the extras to do that. If I don't, I'll find a fabric that matches it and a backing fabric that kind of matches it. I'm going to have to take it over to my only source for fabric at this point in my little town is Hobby Lobby. I'm going to have to take it over there. It's going to probably take 2 or 3 yards. It's quite large. It's larger than a regular lap quilt, even though it's supposed to be it doesn't say. It comes out to 67 by 78. So yes, bigger than a lap quilt. So it'll probably get thrown on our bed or something, or it'll be hanging on my quilt racks or something. So yep, happy to have that done. So that is completed. Like I said, I'll be working on the other one, and then I have plans for some new ones. These are free ones. So free ones are always great, right? Because you can just collect them and do them some other time, or you can do, whatever you want to do with it. This one is from a woman called Cindy Bees. She has Cindy Bees Quilt Shop. She is on YouTube. I will post a link below to her YouTube channel. This one, she does these every year, and I didn't go back to look at the previous years, but this one is called Constellation. You can do it as a lap quilt, or you can do it as a queen size quilt. But this is what it's going to look like when it is complete. It's just showing different things, but this is what it looks like. And you choose the colors that you want to do. but it is called Constellation. Look how beautiful that is as a lap quilt. You can do it either way. I'm doing it as a lap quilt, and it is stunning. I've seen several people do it in different colorways, and it is just magical. I think I'm going to do mine. I had thought I was going to do it in a more beachy blues, teals, and like sun things, and I may do that later on. But I like the pastel-y look that I saw. I think I have it on my phone. Let me see if I can show it to you. And I thought the pastel colors were really pretty. So it was really just pastel-y blues and greens, and I thought that was really pretty for something if I wanted to gift it. So I'm not sure which way I'm going to go with it. I'm not going to start it right now, but it is the whole printout you can get from them, because all parts have been released now, and it's got the cutting instructions. It has fabric, what you need, what kind of fabric you need and stuff. It's got all the things. So that is one of them. The other two are down here in my bag. That up here, my little thing here, and one of them is, let me grab all this out of here. Oops, it's a lot of fabric. Of course, they're both patriotic, so I have to just grab them out. Okay, so I have two different patterns. This is this one, and this is this one. So the first one I'm doing is the quilt along for Primrose Cottage. If you do not get their newsletters, you need to get their newsletters, because they are always doing freebie something, okay? If you cross stitch, they have the cross stitch patterns. If you quilting, they have free quilting pattern every month. Sometimes it's just a wall hanging or something. Sometimes it's something else. So theirs is a patriotic one, and it's called Celebrate America Quilt Along. So that's what it's called. They give you all the fabrics you need and what sizes you need the fabric. They did have a kit, but it's totally sold out. I apparently missed that when I was getting my newsletter, that kit was available, because I probably would have purchased it. But there are several blues. There's like 7 blues, 3 reds, 4 reds, and a white. Some of the reds are a white on red, so I count that as a red. And then you need a white fabric. But these are the colors that I chose to use to do it. So I needed white. I chose this white. It has a print on it. You can't see it. It's like little ivy, little leaves and stuff on branches. So I picked that. This one is a square because it calls for 2 different whites. And I wanted to make sure, where's the second one? That's the 1 1/4, and then there's one that's a 10 by 10 fabric. I don't see it, but I bought it's a check pattern, so I picked that. I had some blues already, so these are the dark blues that I'm going to use. I love this one with the stars. I have just a plain if I want to use that. So those are my dark blues. I got 2 medium blues. This one, these all go together. 2 white blues. This one's quarter. A lot of the fabric you need is just fat quarters, fat eighths, or 10 by 10 square. The rest of it is, and then the 1 1/4 yards of the white. So you don't need a lot of fabric. That's another one. This one matches this one. It's got like little circles. And then my reds are here. Again, with the stars, but with gold. And then this red here. So those are the ones I'm going to do for this quilt along. I'm not sure when the next part is coming out. They don't say. Fabric used is Independence Day by Sweetwater for Moda. That's what they used on their kits that they did. I don't know. They gave you cutting instructions for all your pieces, so you can cut them up front and be ready. That was your week 1. So week 2 should be coming up this week. It's probably on Friday. So your week 2 pattern will come out. And I got to get this started because this is coming up and I want to get this stuff prepped and steamed and starched and all the good things to start that one. And the second one is, put that in there, is this pattern that is out. It's 3 blocks are out right now, but it is Confessions of a Homeschooler. She is also on YouTube. I will post her below. And she is doing a block. I don't know if she's doing a block a week. She must be doing a block a week. But I don't have the rest of the pattern. I don't know what I did with the rest of it. So, but you can see this is how the sheets look. Gives you the pattern, what it will look like. It gives you how to do your cutting, how to do your sewing on it, all the goody things. I wonder if it's stuck with this one. Yep, that's what it is. Okay. So the packet right now, it gives you the information on how to cut your fabric, how to do certain things, quarter square triangles, doing the corners. So that was block 1. This is block 2 right there. And then block 3 is out. And block 4 is out right now. So that's and this one just came out. It doesn't give a date. So I'm going to have to check and see what her schedule is. But those are 4 that are ready to be done so far. And I need to get them done. There is a front page for this, but for some reason I'm missing it because it gives what you need for the fabric. But it needed, and all it is again, it's like the colors of the fabric are a background fabric, which would be white or cream, a blue fabric, a red fabric, and a green fabric. That's what it calls for. I'm going to make it a little more patriotic. That's my thought. So I have, that's not included. I have a dark blue. Maybe that is included. I have a light blue. I have my background white fabric. I have, and I can't remember how many things of each one it needs, but I've chosen according to what they've listed. So red. So I'll use some of these in each of the blocks, or it'll be used at some point. Another red with polka dots. I also have a white with stars, which I might also use on the other one down there. And that's where I'm at with it. And then I have this other one, may or may not. It is fireworks, and it has some glitter. Not sure about that one, but I have it in here. So that's my thought. So I have this one I need to catch up with. It's 4 blocks in. I also have a green included, and this is the green, and it's got little blue in it, so that's perfect, light and dark blue, so that'll match up just perfectly if I'd use the green. So I've got to get 4 blocks in on this one, so I need to get busy and find out where my front page is because I can't find it. Right, because there's more. This is page 3 and this is page 5, so I'm missing page 1, 2. Don't know where it's at. I'll have to locate it or reprint it. So that is my plans for my quilting. I haven't pulled anything else. I have tons of stuff over there, stuff kitted up. I might go through that the next time, or I might start shooting separate videos for quilting. We'll see. I probably will do another video for quilting because, yeah, I think I will. So I'll start another channel. and it'll be for quilting. So we'll see where we go with that. So that's where I'm at. That's everything that I've done. And I am so glad that you are here visiting with me today. I greatly appreciate all of you. I hope you'll come back again. Please like, subscribe, and if you're watching this video within the first 7 days, you should see a hype button. If you hit the hype button, that greatly helps me, boosts me up into the playlist on your whatever you're using, whether you're using YouTube TV or you're using it on your phone or something. It elevates me for other people to see me, so I greatly appreciate that. And that's all I have for today. I did have something else I wanted to show you. That didn't work out, so I'll hold that for the next time. And I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you so much for visiting with me. As you know, and this is like last minute, I'm talking about this. I did pass my 9-year anniversary for Flosstube. That was on April 22nd. So 9 years. That's a long time. I have hung in here producing videos, and I enjoy every minute of it. And I am blessed to have each and every one of you here with me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you hopefully in the middle of the month. I don't know. We're already 5 days in, so I got 10 days to do some stuff. I need to get busy and do some stuff, so I have stuff to show on my Flosstube channel. And then hopefully by then I will have my quilting channel, and I will post that once I get my first video up. I will post that in my links in my next video, so you guys can go over there and watch that if you want to watch that. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.